In this video, I want to teach you how to use Turo as a guest. Turo is a peer-to-peer car sharing app that connects people who need a car with people who have a car. In simpler terms, it's Airbnb but for cars. I myself am a Turo host with 10 plus cars on the platform and over 300 completed trips. In this video, I want to give you the best tips I've learned along the way to be a better guest, save money, and have the smoothest transaction. I'll break the video into 4 parts: the booking, the pre-trip, during the trip, and post-trip. Let's get started. When booking, searching for rentals is pretty straightforward, but do note that the daily rate you see does not include trip fees and insurance, known as the protection plan. Turo controls the trip fee, and the host cannot do anything about it. The trip fee is calculated using a complex algorithm which may include your age, your driving record, advance notice, day of the week, etc. The further in advance you book, the better. Some hosts offer an early bird discount, and the Turo trip fees are normally much lower too. As for the protection plan, if you plan on using your own insurance, be sure to call and ask if they cover peer-to-peer car sharing. The vast majority of insurance do not, so take note of that. Next, let's talk pre-trip. Communicate 100% through Turo messages. This way, should anything happen, it'll all be documented on the app. Unless it's a major emergency, you do not need to contact your host through their personal phone. That said, be sure to have your app notifications turned on so that you don't miss any communication from your host. If you are doing contactless pickup, the host will ask you for 2 photos. A photo of your license and a photo of you holding the license next to your face. Both photos are to be submitted no more than 24 hours before your trip starts. This is a Turo requirement and is used for verification purposes. If you are meeting your host in person, be sure to have your license on you. Your host is supposed to ask for it to verify your identity. When you arrive at the vehicle, take as many photos as possible at check-in. Do not trust that the host took a photo of everything. You do not want to be held liable for pre-existing damage to the vehicle that you did not cause. If the vehicle smells like smoke, notify your host immediately, and personally, I would not accept a vehicle that smells like smoke, as I'd fear of having the blame put on me. Real quick, if you are enjoying this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It's free and you'd be helping push my content out to more people. During the trip, respect the vehicle and enjoy the ride. Tolls will be forwarded to you at the end of the trip, and the host isn't allowed to add additional fees. But here are some fees that you can avoid. Please do not smoke in the car. I cannot emphasize that enough. You will get charged $250 and be kicked off the platform completely. If the host says no pets allowed, please respect that, as you can get charged a $150 cleaning fee. If you need to extend your trip by a couple of days, the faster you can communicate with your host, the better. Additionally, if you need to keep the car for a long period and your host allows long-term rentals, ask your host if he or she would be willing to give you a better rate. As a host, we'd prefer the current guest extend if it means at a cheaper rate, as that means that we don't have to turn the car around or wait for the next guest. And always return the vehicle with the exact amount of gas as you received it to avoid a $10 refueling fee on top of the missing gas. And finally, post-trip. When checking out, take as many trip photos as you did at check-in. This way, the condition of the vehicle upon return is clearly documented. Guests are not required to pay any fees outside of Turo unless there is an official Turo claim and you and your host have agreed to settle it amongst yourselves. Leave a review if you enjoyed the trip and share your experience, or at the very least, rate your trip. Reviews go a long way in helping guests know which host to pick, and they help hosts know what they did right and what they can improve on. If you did encounter an issue during your trip, share that with your host and allow them the opportunity to address any issues. Your feedback allows hosts to improve and provide a better car sharing experience. 5 stars are always appreciated, as too many low ratings can get the host kicked off the platform. On the contrary, if you get an exceptionally dirty car, leave that in the review. Or if the host did not communicate well with you or at all, leave that in the review. I hope that you have found some value in this video and that it helped answer some questions. I'll wrap this up by asking, what are some useful tips that you would give Turo guests? Help us out by leaving it in the comments. Thanks for watching.